Hello, Ege.
Hello, Dylan. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thanks a lot.
Excellent.
We're so excited for the meeting, and we were expecting to seeing you. Welcome, everyone, to our webinar session, Sertifier's webinar session. This will be our first session of the whole series, and we are hosting a very valuable person here with us, Dylan Dolit. To start off by introducing myself and then about Sertifier. So this is Ege Yalçınkaya, and I am the general manager of Sertifier Incorporated. And so Sertifier Incorporated is a big data company that focusing on creating the tools for education-oriented data collection and skill-oriented data collection tools, and putting all that data in one place. And so by doing so, the company aims to put some feedback and analytics to its users by getting help from AI-powered algorithms. And to talk about, especially about Sertifier, the product itself, which is the first product of Sertifier Incorporated, which also gave its name to the company. It is a digital credential management tool. It's serving to different users from universities, schools, corporates, academies, online education providers, and so on, and helping them to issue digital credentials, especially certificates and badges, to their earners along their learning journey. So as I mentioned in the beginning, we are hosting one of the most valuable users of Sertifier, SAGA Wisdom, and Mr. Dylan Lowitz, the CEO of the company, is here with us today. So not to bore you with more details, I would love to give the floor to him for him to introduce himself and then talk about what SAGA Wisdom does. And yeah, the floor is yours, Dylan.
Thank you. So yeah, Dylan Lahid here. Yeah, I'm I guess not the CEO, but one of the co-founders of this company, SAGA Wisdom. So SAGA is a digital online learning solution for the energy industry in professional training. So we provide all sorts of content for thought workers within the energy sector. The company launched its product about a little over 2.5 years ago now, and we have been growing ever since. We have about 41 energy companies on our platform. Some are sort of the big multinational companies that you might recognize when you go and fill up your car or with gas or what have you. And so, or petroleum for folks in Europe. Yeah, really, I'm here. We've used Sertifier for a few years now, have been very happy with the results. It's something that our customers really like, and we're going to talk more about that in detail. But yeah, I'll kick it back over to you, Ege.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dylan. We really appreciate your business, by the way, and like your the things that you provide in the energy industry, and like we keeping track of your works closely with all that cooperation that we had for years now. Thanks for the introduction again. So I will try to go over the topics that we'll be covering throughout this session. So briefly, so we will start off by the introduction for digital credentials. Firstly, to give our attendees a background information about what it does, what does digital credential mean, and how it works and how it operates. And now we will move forward with talking about the skills development and management, its importance for professional on-the-job training. And we can discuss the role of digital credentials on skills development at SAGA Wisdom, maybe some benefits, maybe some implementation methods, and so on. And then lastly, we will end our session with a Q&A session. So at the end of the meeting, we're expecting you to maybe contribute and ask any and all questions that you might have after you listen all the things that we share with you with Dylan today. So to start with, as I mentioned, I will try to explain what is digital credential and give a background information about how it operates in skills management area. So digital credentials are digital records of learning and achievements of the earners. So institutions issue digital credentials to their learners in order to reward them after some course completions, some achievements, some skills development, and so on. So those credentials, those digital credentials does cover up some details about an achievement. And what are they? The earning criteria, the standards to achieve that credential, the skills information, the evidences to get that credential, the issue and expire dates, and so on. So they are actually showing what exactly an earner collects once an event or an achievement is completed, just to kind of summary. And to like moving forward with how it's implemented in skills management and skills development, instead of going deep into details by myself, we can talk about the use case directly and listen to Dylan about how digital credentials are used at on-the-job training and how SAGA Wisdom saw the opportunity in the energy industry about skills development. So Dylan, if you can share us your experience about this, I will leave the floor to you.
Yeah, so I mean, from our customer base, skills and the skills gap is a critical issue. So as you know, I think most people are probably aware, our energy system is really dynamic right now. You know, I know fuel prices are very high. There's a transition toward other energy sources, and that is all happening very quickly. And at least it requires things to happen very quickly. And that's a big part. The energy industry is a massive, massive industry, millions of employees worldwide, and upskilling and reskilling is critical, basically to achieve our energy security and meet net zero emissions targets. So how do we do that? Well, we need the training, obviously, but also credentials are critical. And you know, I think we're going to talk more about the specifics on credentials, but you know, in terms of what our customers need to do, they need to learn mostly on the job. They're very busy and they need to learn quickly. And being able to take online training and validate that they have credentials for that is very important.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for opening up the topic, Dylan. And actually, I'm mostly curious about deeping dive into the actual benefits that we can differ from each other for both the workforce and for the industry. Like, what are the benefits that the individuals get with the skills development program and especially digital credentials, and also how it provides to the community and the industry. So how can we talk about the benefits and what are they actually for you, for your perspective?
So for individuals, okay, good. So for the workforce, individuals, first of all, a lot of people who are customers, they actually have to prove that they've gone through a certain amount of professional development training every year. That's to keep their association credentials, whether they be an engineer or a geoscientist, a software development professional, accountant. So having that proof, validated proof, is very important to them. It's also an excellent career building and resume building tool. So the fact that they can share these credentials to their employer and, you know, other prospective, you know, industry people, that's very valuable. And we've also seen it's a motivation factor.
Yeah.
Some people, really, it feels good to have some sort of recognition of achievement once you've done something.
Mhm.
And so if you're, let's say, 90% through a course and you've gotten really busy, you may not want to complete that, but having that certificate in front of you saying, well, if I just complete 5 more lessons, I'm going to earn this certificate is very, very valuable. On the industry side, it's really about how do they solve that gap in skill sets. And so being able to measure say for a company, how many employees they have certified in a subject, looking at how many need to get certified is very important to them. Again, verifying professional development hours. I talked a little bit about that. And the big thing is really, okay, well, why are we training people? Well, because there's tremendous risk in not making sure your staff are trained. Some of these have safety of life. Some of these jobs have safety of life components. There's also massive financial risk. If you are a company and you're spending, a big company spending, billions of dollars, and a bad decision leads to losing, $1 billion or $100 million, that's a big problem. So, and then the environmental risk, right? So with ESG coming up, and I mean, it's been around for a while, but ESG is, I would say, becoming more under the lens of different stakeholders and making sure companies are meeting their ESG requirements. And so that also, I think, needs to be measured with credentials, right? And tracked with credentials.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this enlightening sharings actually, Dylan, because while talking about the digital credentials itself, since as Sertifier as one of the providers for this infrastructure, we investigate what it offers to the earner side. Actually, the points that you mentioned, they're very important for the individuals, and being able to collect the learning pathway, learning outcomes, and knowing what skills that you acquired and what else is there to be available for you. And we try to investigate and understand the best benefits for the individuals to provide the value to potential users and also our current users to get the best outcome from digital credentials. That's one thing. But the industry side is something new with each and every user of ours, because everyone is so niche and unique in their own area. So in order to better understand and deep dive into the needs of the industry and how you contribute and how they can benefit from this services like digital credentialing is something that we can only hear from the experts like you who are working in the field. So the things that you share with us, they're all very valuable to better understand how digital credentials operates in different industries, different areas. So thanks a lot for sharing all those insights with us. That's really nice to know the value, but in order to better understand how to reach to that value and get the benefits, we have to also understand how this is implemented in different corporations, different institutions. So if you can open this up a little bit and maybe share us how was the implementation process of digital credentials with Sertifier to you, to SAGA Wisdom, and maybe you can give us some details about what was the initial solution that you came up with, rewarding people with after their achievements before moving forward with the digital credentials. So if you can open that a little bit up, we'll be glad to hear your contribution.
Yeah, so maybe I'll start with how learners on our platform, how they obtain a certificate. So actually the points are up here. The first thing is, if it's a customer is subscribing to our platform, so usually a company subscribes, and there's many hundreds of users that may be accessing it. the path is different depending on the company culture, how they want their employees to learn, how the employees want to learn. That varies, and we have various ways that we work a company through, starting their learning path to completion of coursework. Once someone completes, an entire course on our platform, they basically have a notification that they have a certificate. It goes into their profile on the platform, but more importantly, they can then access that certificate, they can share it, they can download it, they can actually post it on LinkedIn. It will automatically pre-populate the skills that they've gained, so that can be added to their LinkedIn profile, which for most of our users, they're very active on LinkedIn. So that's a good sort of promotional thing for them in their career building and networking. In terms of how we came about Sertifier, we were really looking for a solution like this, and we wanted something that would be fairly easy for us to implement. The pain point for us was we were issuing manually a lot of certificates, and that obviously takes a lot of time. It's a wasteful exercise. So we started looking at solutions, and we came to a decision pretty fast on Sertifier. To be honest, we didn't find a lot of tools out there that had more or less exactly what we needed out of the box. Normally, when you're searching for different tools, and I've done this a lot, you'll find everything's got something that you want, but each tool's got something that you want, but not everything. And so that it was as simple as that for us. We didn't take too much time, and I'm being completely honest here. It was quick.
Thank you, and thank you for the kind words on this, Dylan, because we try to provide the best service to our users, so that make sure they will find what they're looking for when they come to us. So I was one of the people who were in the implementation process of Sertifier to SAGA Wisdom. So it was also an honor to work together with you throughout the whole implementation process, and have the contribution there. It's really an honor for me. So, and being said that, once we understand the implementation, and since we already talked about the individual side and the industry side, yes, we both get the pictures, and we now learned about the implementation process. But the most important thing here is, what were the outcomes for you, for SAGA Wisdom, after starting using Sertifier as a digital credential provider, or starting using the digital credentials? What are the benefits for the company?
Yeah. So, I mean, the benefit for us was that, maybe I'll let you know about what you're seeing here. So we have on the y-axis of this chart, this is the number of completions, lesson or quiz completions over time. And you can see how those have been steadily increasing over time. So, in every given month, we have about 2,000 lesson completions right now. And so we have a lot of activity, and having certificates was a piece of that, right? A piece of driving activity in our platform. And now we've issued almost 600, looks like, certificates now, so credentials, and that number is just going to keep increasing. The benefit for us is it's almost automatic now. We don't have to do a lot of work to continue to increase the number of certificates we're using. It's all tied in through the API back to Sertifier. So when a new course comes out, there's a certificate for that. When someone completes a course, they're automatically notified. They have access to their certificates. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah. Anything you want me to add there, I guess?
Actually, I guess that's more than enough at this point, because the graph itself says a lot, and also it shows the power of the usage of digital credentials with development programs, training programs, and so on. So I guess we can directly move forward with maybe some details about the best features that may be coming up forward when you talk about the experience of your experience with Sertifier. So I know that you're using, and you also mentioned that you're using Sertifier with an integrated way, and automating the whole process from end to end. So what might be the best features that for you that coming up to front in your opinion?
Yeah, so I talked about the share on LinkedIn. That was actually one of the things we were looking for originally when we were searching for a solution. We thought we might have to build this ourselves. It turned out Sertifier had this capability, so that was great. Yeah, maybe I'll skip to the one on the far right, the ease of use. So even like if you're creating certificates in the system and testing things out, we found it very easy to see what we were going to get. So that the interface was very user friendly. So that's what helped us, to be honest, quickly get on to using Sertifier, is because we could very easily see, okay, this is going to work for us, right? And then, yeah, when it came to our needs, it was funny, like sometimes, and I never told you this, SAGA, but sometimes we would say, oh, it'd be great if Sertifier had this feature, and we'd go to ask you guys, but then there was one or two instances where we checked first, and you guys have already added it. So I don't know if someone else asked you for the same thing, or you just had it on your roadmap, but it was just very quick for us to, as our business evolved, to utilize new features that were in the tool. So and yeah, very responsive company. You know, again, we weren't waiting on anything during our development plan for the most part. It was very quick. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I should be on your sales team, but really I'm just speaking the truth from an integration point of view. It's been very quick.
It's like really nice to hear this in front of this much of people actually doing. So thanks a lot for your kind feedback and your kind words too, because that this is the core value that we're trying to provide all the time. So like with all of our users, we like on a regular basis, we always get the feedbacks, get the recommendations, product requests, feature requests, maybe integration requests, and so on. So we try to listen each and every user of our system and try to come up with the best way to solve their problems, actually. So it's nice to hear that we came up with a solution even before you came to us and asked about maybe some help or further development on that. That's one thing that we try to maintain all the time in the way of we do stuff at Sertifier. It's a growing product also. I have to mention that, like, we have the core values, core functionalities, and offering digital credentials, yes, but there are a lot of different values that we can put into the community by providing new tools, new features, and like all the time we're trying to implement those new things to the product and try to grow with everyone and all of our users. So I guess that will be like, if you have some more details that you'd like to share with us, Dylan, please do so. But unless we can, I guess we can directly move forward with the Q&A session, and then maybe take some questions if there are any from the attendees, and then we can summarize the things that we talked, I guess. Okay, so yeah, so thanks a lot for listening to us, everyone. If you have any questions regarding the skills development programs at SAGA Wisdom, the digital credentialing implementation, the digital credentials directly, and about Sertifier, please feel free to type them in the Q&A session of the webinar. and we would love to answer any and all of them. Yeah, I will wait for a couple of seconds or maybe a minute to see if there are any. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's, yeah, oh, okay, there's one that just came in.
Yeah,
What
so
about visibility increasement?
yeah, so in order to let everyone know about the question, so SAGA Wisdom has been leveraging digital credentials for their automation process. What about the visibility increasement? Have they noticed any effect yet? Yeah. Dylan, would you like to open that up? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess visibility increasement, by that they're referring to like visibility of our brand and company. Yeah, it's an interesting question. You know, I think I can talk about our customers. There's obviously visibility increasement, increase there for them. If a learner is going through and they're able to post their credentials to various sources, that obviously increases their visibility. Yeah, I mean, in terms of a company, we've been gaining visibility steadily throughout our growth. It's hard to attribute that to one thing, but you know, I guess you know we're originally a startup company, and I guess I can say that you know any opportunity to get more visibility, you're always trying to do. So the fact that we can share, say, you know, we have these certificates available, the fact that some of our users are sharing that information with their networks, that obviously increases the visibility to our company.
Thanks a lot, Dylan. I guess that is a really nice way to answer that. It's one of the most powerful values that digital credentials actually provides to both the earners and also especially the institution by like getting that online presence increase. So we have one more. Actually, this is directly coming for you, Dylan. What type of roadmap you followed while you were designing your courses and leveling? Is there any gamification implementation?
Yeah, good question. So that roadmap is always in development. What our prime offering is to put the best instructors for the most needed subject matter in front of our customers. So we really focus on the quality of the content, and then secondarily the quality of how it's being developed, right? So that means high quality video and audio. That means, yeah, there are some interactive components to that. We are looking at gamification. We want to do that. We have lots of ideas around gamification. We don't have gamification currently in our platform, but I think you can expect that pretty soon here.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll be more than happy to again accompany you throughout the implementation of the gamification with the collections features and creating a learning pathway for the users. So it's really also possible and easy to implement that gamification using the functionalities and tools that we provide within the app. So yeah, thanks a lot for that, Dylan. So I'm going over the questions. So there's a question about the case study. So let me give the information there instead of typing in. So we'll be sharing a case study in written published on our website after this session ends. So we will work on that documentation and publish it on our website. And we will be sharing that also over the emails of our attendees so that you can get a copy and maybe share with your colleagues and within your company to spread the information and details. And it's also always possible to go to Sertifier.com to schedule a demo or discovery call with our experts on digital credentialing programs to deep dive and learn how you can implement them in your institution too. So thanks a lot for that question. So let's take one last question, Dylan. We have, does your company use any other learning management tools to enhance your efforts and also investments?
Not currently, no. So I mean, it depends, I guess, how you define what a learning management tool is, but the learning management component of our offering is pretty much that's been built in-house. So we built that. We do on our customer side, we do integrate with a lot of learning management tools because for big companies, a lot of the needs for learning management in terms of skill management and things like that are being driven by those companies. That's where they need it. So we will integrate with their LMS, which provides very easy access to our platform and content, provides tracking capabilities all in one place for them. So currently we integrate with a product called Degreed. Always interested in other integrations where it's obviously, especially when some of our customers use that LMS. So
yeah, thanks a lot. Like Degreed is one of the top players in the learning experience platforms and learning management systems. We are also following their work and we're aware of them. So it's nice also to share that detail with the users to better conceptualize the whole system from an end-to-end perspective, because one part is the skills development part also covers up the providing the course and the content itself, and then this credentialing part comes after. It's nice to have that integrated way of using both of them to provide more value to the earner side. Yeah, thanks a lot. I guess we don't have any follow-up questions on that. So do you like to add anything top of that, Dylan?
No, I think that's it. Chat is disabled. Okay. It's a thank you. Yeah, no, it's I think we covered it. I mean, it's been pretty simple for us to do this. And so, that's it. It's that easy.
Yeah. Thank
I know it's probably not easy from your side, the work you guys have to do, but from our side, it's I couldn't add any more. It's basically that's our story.
Thank you very much for sharing all your experience and your insights. It is like they are all very valuable for both us, and I believe it's same for all of the attendees here in the session. So once again, thank you very much for attending the session and sharing this. And also, I would love to thank everyone who are joining us today and being a part of the first session of the webinar series that we started off by Sertifier. So please, so we will be keeping you posted about the upcoming sessions. We will be trying to cover up each and every aspect of digital credentialing, its values. We will deep dive into different industries with a lot of different users of ours to give you the best insights about digital credentialing, how it's implemented, the skills development and everything. So we'll keep you updated and keep in touch with each and every one of you. And one last thing I would love to add, everyone who attended this session will receive their attendance badge after the end of the session, thanks to our Zoom integration, by the way. So thanks a lot again for joining and being with us. Stay safe and take care, I guess. Bye.
Thank you for having me.